snacks in the evening time?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And sometimes your mother gives you snack which you may not like, but do you still eat them?
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
sometimes.
But sometimes you don't. Similarly, one day Guppy's parents were calling him. Guppy was a very naughty fish, and they were calling him, Guppy, come here, we need to have our evening snacks. So Guppy here was wondering, I wonder what my parents are saying. I wonder what do they want. Then Guppy slowly swam toward his parents, where he saw his big mama call him, saying him, Guppy, finish your algae snack. Look, your 30 brothers have finished eating. Does anyone know what's algae?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to share?
Ma'am, it is a type of a thing that grows on fresh water, and it is like plants, but fish eat it.
But fish eat it. It is also very important because it gives oxygen to us and other creatures.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, Guppy has other 30 brothers that have already finished their snacks. But Guppy, being a naughty kid that he says, I don't want to eat algae. But Mama, I want to eat the shrimp mosquitoes outside. Do you know what's a mosquitoes?
Yes, ma'am. Mosquito larvae. Fish love mosquitoes larvae.
Yes. Now, can anyone tell me how does a mosquito what sound does a mosquito make? No one? Mosquito may sounds like zzz, right? So
Buzzes. I think
yes,
it's buzz like a bee, kind of.
yes, that's right. So Guppy here wanted to eat the mosquito outside. He does not wanted to eat the algae that his mother has gathered for him. So Guppy wanted to go outside. Now Guppy's papa, who also happens to be a very colorful fish, says, Guppy, don't go outside. The kingfisher bird may catch and eat you in a snap. Have you ever seen a videos where the birds catches the fish in the water?
Yes, ma'am.
They just dive in and quickly catches the fish. Now Guppy's father was scared that if Guppy might go far away to eat the mosquitoes, the kingfisher bird might just quickly dive in and eat Guppy. So he warned Guppy, Guppy, do not go outside. The kingfisher bird might eat and might catch and eat you. But Guppy was again his naughty and adventurous self. He said, But Papa, he will not be able to catch me. I will swim so fast. Has this ever happened to you that you wanted to go somewhere and your parents says don't go, but yet you insisted that you want to do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Similarly, Guppy was like, no, the kingfisher won't be able to catch me. I'm gonna swim really fast and they will never be able to catch me. And Guppy started his adventure one day when his parents were not looking. His parents were busy with his other 30 brothers, feeding them. Guppy slowly sneaked out and left his sea home to join his friend, the sailfish Martin and Tuna. Can you repeat the names after me? What are the names of his friends?
Sailfish and tuna.
Marlin and Tuna. Now, they were the fastest swimmers in the ocean. They swim faster than any other fishes. So Guppy went to them because remember what Guppy father said? The kingfisher might eat them. So he wanted to swim fast and get away from these birds. Hence, he went to the fastest fishes in the oceans, to marlin and tuna, the sailfishes, and he told them, Friends, let's see who swims the fastest. Now, they started their adventure. When they began to swim, they swam past the other fishes, quickly ducking past the whale shark, which was as heavy as a double-decker bus. Have you ever seen a bus?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever seen a double-decker bus?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you
Ma'am, mostly in Bombay.
Yes, mostly in Bombay. Can you imagine how heavy it could be?
It would be very heavy. Ma'am,
Very.
I think 4,000.
Yes, I think that, or maybe heavier than that. Now, they swam past this other fish, especially the wild shark, who was as heavy as a double-deck bus. Now, they even shut their ears when they heard the croaker fish yell. He was the loudest of them all. Did you know the croaker fish is one, like it says in the PPT, it's one of the loudest fish. When they yell, you have to cover your ears so that you don't
Snap and
feel the loudness. Yes. Finally, they reached near the shore where they saw a spotted perch who was outside of the land. And they were surprised to see, oh my god, look at that. There is a fish who can be also on the, not just in the water, but also be on the land. And Guppy was a little jealous. Guppy said, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could also be on the land. But when they were on their adventure, something terrible happened. All of these friends separated. Marlin, Tuna, and Guppy, they separated from each other and they went to separate ways in the ocean. And there was some sort of disturbance in the water. They did not realize what was happening. Now, can you imagine any idea what was happening in the water? What could have disturbed the water?
Ma'am, snapping shrimp.
Snapping shrimp or something else? What else usually disturbs the water when fishes are swimming together?
Ma'am, oil leaks in a ship.
Oil leaks in a ship. Why does it happen? Is it just something else happens? Hmm?
Ma'am, pirate also can be over there.
I couldn't get that. What was it?
Pirates.
Pirates. Yes, but do we still have pirates in today's age?
No.
Nope. So what could have disturbed the water then? Any
Some
idea?
people come for fishing.
Yes, someone has come for fishing. Have you ever went to a seaside and
people can litter. And
people?
some people can litter.
Yes, people also litter in the ocean. And just like someone has said, someone came for fishing. So, have you ever gone to a seaside or ocean side and you have seen big nets in the water? Have you ever seen big nets in the water?
Yes, I've seen in Goa.
Yes. Now, what are those big nets for? Those
To
big,
catch fish.
yes, those big nets are to catch the fishes. When Guppy was swimming with his friends, something terrible happened, and that something was this huge net that they could not see. When and accidentally Guppy got entangled in that net. The Guppy was trying his hard, really hard to get out. He called out for his mother. He said, "Mama, come save me! Somebody help me! Marlin, Tuna!" He cried for all of his friends, his families, and his 30 siblings. But nobody could hear his cry. Nobody could see where he was. Guppy kept crying and crying, but there was no way to go outside of this net. And eventually, Guppy got tired and he fainted and the net slowly started getting out of water. Now Guppy did not want it to leave the water, but still he was dragged out of it. And eventually, when Guppy came to consciousness, when Guppy opened his eyes, he saw that he was in a very, very tiny bowl which had only some grass, which was not even seaweed, and it has tiny, tiny stones and it has only a few pipe which was giving him oxygen and no not a lot of space to move around. How do you think Guppy was feeling in that aquarium?
He was feeling sad.
He was feeling very sad. Do you think he had enough space to swim?
No.
What else do you think he was feeling there?
He was feeling lonely.
He was feeling very lonely. Why?
Because guppies are schooling fish. They like to live in groups more than 30.
Yes, more than 30. But other than that, would anyone like to live alone like this?
No.
Remember when we had COVID and all of us had to, the government made all of us stay at home. We were not allowed to go to school. We were not allowed to go to offices. We were not even allowed to step out of the house to play. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And how did it feel staying at home all this time where you had no place to go, nowhere, no friends to play with?
Very boring. Ma'am, I wore oxygen mask and then go.
Yes, you wore an oxygen mask and then go. But even before we were allowed to go out, we were all made to sit at home, right? And like someone said, it was very boring. What else were you feeling when you were at home all the time?
Ma'am, I have a swimming pool in my house.
Okay. But even then, did you wanted to go out and meet your friends and play with them?
My friends only live in my house.
Okay, you're talking about the building. Okay, but what about others? Were you
Friend.
when you were home all the time? How did you feel?
Whenever I want to go and play with my friends, I can go.
No, not not talking about now, dear. I'm talking about the time when we had COVID and nobody was allowed to go out.
Then I had a old house.
In your own house, you were staying at home all alone, right? Only with your family.
No, I can also play with my brother.
Yes, family as in your brother as well. So we were all staying at home. We were not allowed to go out. Just like that, Guppy here had a tiny space to live. He did not have his mama and papa. Lucky for you, you had your mama, papa, and your brother. But here, Guppy did not have either his mama, papa, or his 30 siblings, neither Marlin nor Tuna. He was all alone. And he was missing his family. He wanted to go back to them, but he was forced to live in a very, very tiny space. Now, all of the other humans, whoever came to visit Guppy, they would say, "Oh my God, what a beautiful fish you are! You look so pretty in that aquarium." But they did not realize that Guppy was very, very sad in that aquarium. He did not wanted to be there because the aquarium was very small and Guppy was used to being in a big ocean. Guppy was used to swimming here and there. He was used to eating algae, natural food, and he was used to being around his family. But here, being all alone, where he had no way to go, only this bowl where he was going back and forth. He was getting bored and he was getting all annoying and depressed without his family. And he wondered, I wonder if these humans will ever find out, would ever realize that I feel sad and I am miserable here. But nobody ever understood his pain. All the humans thought, oh my god, look, a very colorful and a happy, pretty fish. But they never realized that Guppy was actually very, very sad and missing his home and family. But one day, something happened. One day, a little boy called James appeared, and he was looking for his family when he noticed Guppy. Jimmy thought, the fish looks so sad like me. Jimmy was lost from his parents. He could not find his parents. So, has this ever happened to you that you went out with your parents and then you parted ways for some time? You might have gotten lost. Has it ever happened to any of you? This happened to me when I was a child. I got lost from my separated from my mother, and for the next 5 to 10 minutes until I found her, I was very sad and I was very scared because I could not find them. Jimmy here was similar. He was feeling very scared that he could not find his mother. When Jimmy saw Guppy, he realized that Guppy is also feeling the same. He also wants to get back to his mother. So he said, "I wonder what is the matter." He went up to Guppy and asked, "What's going on?" Guppy said, "I'm missing my family too. Could you please take me to my mother and father?" And Jimmy quickly picked up a Guppy in his arms. He took the aquarium, the water ball, with him and carried him to the nearest river. And he left Guppy, the fish, into the waters. And then a miracle happened. Right when he was leaving Guppy into the water, he saw that his parents were on the other side of the bank, and they were all happy to see each other. His parents says, "Jimmy, we're so happy to see you. See, this is the reward for doing a good deed." Jimmy here was lost, but when he did a good deed of taking Guppy back to the river, back to the ocean, his original home where he came from, he also happens to find his parents, and they were all together again. Jimmy found his parents, and Guppy went back to his family. Now, Guppy quickly swam back to the river. He was very happy to see his parents. Now, his parents were a little bit angry that Guppy had sneaked out without them, but they were also very happy to see him. He said, "Promises, Guppy, that you will never leave us again." And his papa said, "Yes, you must always listen to your parents." Guppy said, "Mummy, Papa, I am so thrilled to be back. I'm so thrilled to be back in the ocean and in the river and with you all." Now, this is how the ending of Guppy the fish. Can The Guppy started with an adventure where he got lost, where he got caught, and he was brought to a human world where he was kept in a tiny aquarium. But when Jimmy found him, he realized that Guppy is not happy. So he brought back Guppy to the ocean, and this is our happy ending. Now, before we proceed, I have a few quiz for you all. Are you all ready? Am I still audible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now, can anyone tell me which is the largest fish? Is it a whale shark, a basking shark, or a saw shark?
Whale shark.
Whale shark. Are you 100% sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Whale shark. Okay, that's a correct answer. Now, let's move on to the next. Now, how can we guess a fish's age? Can we guess the fish's age by measuring the ankle of the fins? Or by counting the scales near the ear bones? Or by looking at the gills?
Looking at the gills. Looking at the gills.
Are you sure again?
Yes.
That unfortunately is the wrong answer. The right answer is by counting the scales near their ear bones. Now, where is the world's smallest fish found? Is it found in Indonesia? Is it found in Malaysia? Or is it found in Philippines?
Indonesia. Philippines. Indonesia. Philippines.
Indonesia, Philippines. Are you sure? Shall we proceed?
Yeah. Ma'am, my brother.
Yes. The correct answer is Philippines.
Ma'am, my brother said Indonesia.
Okay. The correct answer here is Philippines. Now, which of these costumes use fish scales?
Cosmetic. It's cosmetic.
The talcum powder, cosmetic, it encompasses everything. Which particular one or uses the fish scales?
Talcum powder.
Or lipstick or eyeliner?
Talcum powder.
Are you guys 100% sure this time?
Talcum powder.
It's actually the lipstick which has fish scales. Now, with this, we have come to the end of our presentation.